So the title of this video is supposed to be something about invisible habits that help you build your life or whatnot. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm kind of sick and tired of the meta where people just come up with clickbaity titles and whatever, or thumbnails. So I thought might as well not give a really of a shit today in terms of the video itself, and just go ahead and just talk about this topic in a very improv type way. To be perfectly honest with you, all my fucking videos are the same. Like, I sit here or inside and I record a video talking about a certain topic for the course of 20 minutes or so, and I just share what I've experienced and what I've learned and what I've done with this specific topic to share the lesson with you guys. So, to be perfectly honest with you, I've noticed a few key habits that have helped me tremendously over the past 4 years of just ever since I've just unlocked my own mind and started improving myself on a day-to-day basis. Just taking a very long-term approach instead of a more of a what would you say? Instead of a react to the first thing that comes around type approach and just wishy-washy cruise through the life. Instead, I took a more of a long-term approach of like goal-orientated approach in order to get what I wanted. Now, this doesn't necessarily completely change my life, but the small key habits that did change my life completely did make a significant difference. Now, some of them you might be like, he's gonna come up with this this secret thing, blah blah blah. Nah, to be honest with you, most of these habits are probably things that you already know, that you already have a pretty good idea of what they are. Now, I just wanted to make this video clear and simple so that you guys could come up with your own reasons and come up with your own conclusions of what you can do with this information. Now, let's go over a couple of them really quick. What have I done in my own life, a small habit that has helped me completely change the way I look at things and come up with super important ideas and start looking into all the different ways that you can improve as a man in today's society to become somebody more respected, somebody more wealthy, somebody more resourceful, somebody more worthwhile having as a friend. So, one of the first things is very related to your energy levels, actually. Because when you have high energy, you have a high output. You can do more things. You feel like, yeah, I want to do more today. When you're high energy, you're high testosterone, you really just want to get more shit done. And whenever you're being lazy, you feel bored. So, the number one habit that has helped change everything has been just daily dose of exercise. It doesn't matter if you go to the gym. It doesn't matter if you go to a fighting gym, like if you do kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing, jiu-jitsu, whatever the fuck you want to do, okay, judo, whatever. If you do one kind of physical type of exercise every single day, and you do it like on a consistent basis, if it's just walking around a bunch, running around a bunch, climbing, like I said, weightlifting at the gym, swimming, biking, whatever the fuck, okay? If you do one kind of daily exercise a day, maybe like 30 minutes to a bare minimum, or a little bit more than that, it gets your blood pressure, your blood flow running through your body, and it gives more oxygen and that replenishes your, I guess, tired muscles. Because the point being, when you do exercise, it releases all the energy inside your body, and it makes everything go and circulate properly. And it redistributes the energy that's left over inside your body, inside of your brain, inside of your muscles, inside of your heart, literally everywhere. So this is extremely important, because once you do a daily dose of exercise every single day, you basically, what I do is I do it around midday, so that way I've got the entire morning, then I've got my daily dose of exercise, and then for the afternoon I'm a bit higher energy than usual, because if I don't exercise in the afternoon, I just feel tired after I'm done eating food. So, basically wake up, do some work in the morning, then go get a workout in, get the blood flow going back again, eat some food, and then get back to work. Like that's basically the routine that I've set up for that. And it's been really, really valuable for me. Even like not necessarily having a car. Like I live in the city, so I don't really need to have a car to go anywhere. So instead, what I do is I just walk everywhere. I just walk around literally everywhere around town, because it allows me to just get my steps in, just like some bonus movement, mobility, very important. So that's probably the top one habit, I'd say, that really just changes your entire life. Like literally, like if you're not moving, you're literally like atrophying, like you're dying. Like I don't remember exactly who said this, but there was this great guy at some point who said, if you're not moving, if you're staying still, you are choosing death. And this is very, very accurate, because not only is your physical body atrophying from lack of exercise and mobility, but you're also choosing the laziest choice. That means nothing, basically. So yeah, so that would be the number one habit. And I've got a couple of other things that are completely linked to energy levels. It's like, for instance, getting sunlight in on your skin. So going outside, and even if there are clouds, it doesn't really matter, because you can see the sun shine through. Like it's daylight right now, you can see it, right? Like that means the sun is coming through the clouds. It doesn't matter if it's less sun, it's still a good amount of sun. And humans have spent the last hundreds of thousands of years being outdoors. So if you never go outside, you're gonna feel depressed, you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna feel low energy, you're gonna feel like shit. So yeah, those are like the two inherently mega linked habits that boost your energy quite significantly. The next one that boosts your energy as well is drinking as much water as you can. Now, I do understand that drinking a bunch of water without electrolytes can saturate your own electrolyte system. So you need to be careful. Like what I do sometimes is I drink a bunch of water in the morning, and then when I get around, maybe when I get around the time when I go to the gym, I might chuck some salt in the water to add some electrolytes, so that I can replenish myself and I'm ready to hit the gym with a good workout. So basically the point being, drink a bunch of water, get some sunlight in, and get a daily dose of exercise. Those are the top three. The next one down is sleep. You need to hit at least 7 to 8, if not 9 hours of sleep every single day, like on a consistent basis, because you need to be high energy to do things. Otherwise you're just gonna feel lazy, you're gonna feel impotent, you're not really gonna want to do anything. So on the contrary, when you're high energy, and all of these habits also boost testosterone. So when you're high testosterone, you're high energy, you're high output, you want to get things done. So it's all like a big massive machine with different parts that help work in tandem with each other, right? This is very important, because if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't take care of the machine that is your body, then and you don't give it the right fuel, then the machine is simply not going to output very efficiently, or even might break down at some point very quickly. The number 5 thing that I would heavily recommend is taking care of your health in terms of the fuel you take. So in terms of the food you eat, it needs to be as organic and as pure as possible. Something that you would be able to find outside in nature, not something processed, not something that has been created by humans. Instead, something that is like meat, vegetables, fruit. Yet again, got to be careful with the vegetables and the fruit, because sometimes there's chemicals and pesticides and stuff that makes it, I guess, genetically modified or whatever. So you need to be aware of that. But at the same time, you need to get your vitamins, you need to get your minerals, you need to get your, like, any kind of stuff that you can find outside in the wild, like vegetables, fruit, nuts, meat, fish, like literally all products that you can find outside. Okay, so those are like the most recommended types of diets that I would recommend, like out of any type of diet that you can do. Just keep it as organic as possible, like basically hunter-gatherer diet, and you'll see that you'll be fine in terms of health, because you won't necessarily need to overeat. You won't find yourself eating more than you actually should. You won't gain that much weight because you're eating healthy. You're eating full meals that don't have a fucking million calories and not that many nutrients. It's very nutrient dense, it's very high protein, it's very high development for your own body, so it's very good for you. So for summarize, we've got daily dose of exercise, we've got daily dose of sunlight, so at least 30 minutes to an hour a day, as much as possible of sunlight on your skin. Next thing is drinking a bunch of water, so making sure you have a high water intake, at least 5 to 10 liters a day, and make sure you've got some electrolytes in there so you don't wash them out completely out of your system. Number 4 is making sure you have 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day, as much as possible. The last thing is good quality food. And all of these things work together. Like I mentioned at the start, it's like a machine, giving it the right amount of fuel. The good quality fuel allows the machine to output more efficiently and work for a longer period of time. It's kind of like putting good fuel in the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini needs a specific amount of fuel and a specific type of fuel in order to run properly. Otherwise, if you put a different kind of fuel, it's just going to destroy the engine, basically. And this is the same thing you're doing when you're eating junk food, by the way. So you need to be aware of that. So these are the secret habits that I've found have boosted my energy out of the stratosphere, like compared to before when I felt tired all the time. Now I don't feel tired literally ever until I get to the end of the day, I finished all my tasks and I'm ready to go to sleep. That's the only time I feel tired. That should be number 1 priority, is being high energy. Now, we're going to talk about a different type of habit now that has impacted my life quite significantly, that has improved my life actually for the better. The next habit I want to talk about is just getting better at socializing. I've made a couple of videos in depth going on this subject actually. Same thing with energy. But I wanted to regroup everything in a single video so that people can understand, like, these small tidbits and bits of information, I can be like, okay, what can I do in my life? Okay, I can think about this, I can think about that. I've been doing this, I've been not doing that, I should do that more. So socializing a little bit more with other people is very important because it unlocks a lot of opportunities in your own life. One thing, a keynote as well, is humans have evolved in a group style tribal way for thousands and hundreds of thousands of years. So the fact that you can socialize with people is something very important for the human mind. When you don't socialize with people, you've probably seen it in other, maybe like a movie or a TV show, whatever, a representation of madness. Whenever somebody doesn't interact with other humans, they start to go insane, right? And this is the same thing that happens with literally everybody. Like literally everybody. If you don't have any human interaction, you feel lower energy, you feel sad, you feel depressed, and then you start going insane because you start talking to yourself, and then it just, this downward spiral of shit, basically. So what I heavily recommend is, because if you talk to the right people about the right things, you also can boost your energy at the same time. So it's kind of like included when you actually think about it within the 5 things that I talked about just before this. And it gets you to understand that the world wasn't built by individuals, and instead was built by groups of people. And that's what you need to become good at harvesting and utilizing if you want to become a positive force for good in this world. You need to be able to harness groups of individuals and help them move forward and lead them to victory. Otherwise, most people aren't able to do that on their own, because most of the people out there haven't been educated on how to do that, or don't know that it's possible, or don't have enough self-belief, or don't have enough confidence and whatnot. So by being the guy that is high energy, high confidence, highly respected by others, interacts with a bunch of people, is a positive force for good, a beacon of light, if you will, in the world around him, it allows him to have a much more beneficial impact on the people around him. Not only the people he loves, but also the people who interact with him. So, I mean, that's the kind of guy that I want to become, more of a respectable kind of man, a respected man, a competent man, a valuable man, a beneficial man to the people around me. That's basically the goal of like what kind of lessons and experience that I want to share in this channel, so that you guys can be like, okay, I can follow an exemplary lifestyle by watching these videos, listening to this. You don't even have to watch the video, because I've made it so that you can just listen to me while you're doing something else. And maybe like when you're cooking food, or you're going to the gym, or you're on a walk, or whatever you want to do. I heavily recommend just like not like fully focusing for 20 minutes on what I'm talking about, but instead you can chuck it on the background and it can trigger some ideas for you. It's something that you can do, that I would do. Like for instance, I would watch this kind of videos whenever I'm eating in front of my computer. If I'm not watching a video to learn something, usually I'm finding ways to do better. So this is the kind of content I would watch, and why I'm recording it in the first place. So all of these things are combined into the individual, right? Because I think you need to become the best version of yourself, and you need to become very, very competent and very, very valuable and very, very, I guess, capable would be a better word, in order to benefit the lives of the people around you. Because as soon as you become more capable, you're able to do so many more things. Like, as soon as you love yourself, you can love somebody else. As soon as you respect yourself, it's much easier to respect others. As soon as you treat yourself with more self-esteem and respect and confidence, then in that case, it's much easier to have somebody else do the same. It's much easier to learn a lesson and to be the embodiment of that lesson, and to be capable of outputting that lesson out to the world. And that simple thing of being able to do that allows you to teach it to others. That's what I wanted to talk about today. So with that said, let's just summarize really quick. So we've got how to be high energy. So we've got number 1, daily dose of exercise. Number 2, getting some sunlight in. getting some water in. So you need to have a high water intake so that your brain feels energized all the time. You need to have a decent amount of sleep. So you need to take care of your health as much as possible, as your energy as much as possible. And then the last thing would be taking care of your diet, making sure you're eating only organic food like vegetables, fruit, nuts, meat, all this stuff that you can find in the wilderness that hasn't been produced by a human. And that's pretty much it with socializing, which is extremely beneficial for people as well. All of these habits basically just increase massively your energy, your output, and make you feel like you want to do more, make you feel alive basically. So thank you guys so much for watching. If this is the kind of content you would like to watch, I post videos every single day around the same time. So if that's something you want to watch, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know that you enjoyed, or you want to stick around, or you're gonna give me some feedback on something that I can improve, or if you have a specific idea that you would like me to talk about, feel free to share that in the comments. And with that said, I will see you in the next one. As it's a beautiful day, even if there's a little bit of clouds, we still can get back to work. And I will see you in the next one tomorrow. See ya.